Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın en iyi üniversitelerinden University of Alberta'da eğitimi, kabul süreci, koşulları ve Kanada'da yaşamı Nicole ve Hatice'den dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Hatice, the stage is yours now.
Thank you very much. Teşekkürler. Merhaba from Canada. Hello, everyone. And welcome to the session for the University of Alberta in Canada. We are both very, very happy to be back with you and with all of the IEFT Talks participants today. We're going to share a little bit of international undergraduate and postgraduate information about the University of Alberta. So just like to quickly introduce myself. My name is Khadija Jeta, Hatice in Turkish, if you like. I'm the International Recruitment Coordinator for the Middle East and Africa regions, and I've been with the University of Alberta International for about 10 years, and I'm also a graduate of the University of Alberta in political science and linguistics. And my colleague will introduce herself.
Thanks, Khadija. So my name is Nicole Stewart. I am the senior coordinator in the sponsored student program, which I will talk about a little bit later. But basically, we advise students who have scholarships from their home countries. So I've been working in this program for the last 8 years. And I am also an alumni of the University of Alberta. It's really hanging on to us. So I specialize in education. So I think we will get started. Over to you, Khadija.
All right. So at the University of Alberta, we pride ourselves on leading with purpose. We are problem solvers, change makers in the community. We're known as builders. We are up for what lies ahead and ready to tackle challenges. So the University of Alberta, being a top 5 institution, being one of the flagship institutions in the city of Edmonton and the province of Alberta. We have deep roots here. We're 108 years old, and we are one of the leading innovative universities in Canada and in the world. So where is the University of Alberta? Where would you come? Great question. We are located in the city of Edmonton, which is the capital city of the province of Alberta. Edmonton and Calgary are both the 2 major cities in the province. We're known as a prairie province. And from Istanbul, you could probably take a direct flight, or from anywhere in Turkey, you could take a direct flight to Toronto, which is about 10 hours, and then it's about 3.5 hours flight to Edmonton to the west. So some key facts about Canada. Canada, of course, is a large country geographically, but a smaller population. So people talk about the big, wide open skies and the beautiful nature. So we're about 37.5 million people in 10 provinces and 3 territories. Majority of the population lives very close to the border with the United States. There are 6 time zones. We are an officially bilingual country, so English and French are the official languages, but over 200 mother languages are spoken. So it speaks to the diversity of the country. 1 in 6 Canadians, about 22%, were born outside of Canada. So that, again, is a reflection of our multicultural society, very welcoming, with respect for all languages, cultures, religions. And of course, 90% of universities and colleges are public. So publicly funded, meaning government funding is available. So the quality of education versus private institution remains quite consistent. No matter where you choose to go, you will be getting a high quality teaching and learning environment. So Edmonton is the capital city of the province of Alberta. The view that you see here on the left is a view from campus across the river to the city center. So campus is quite centrally located. We are a major economic hub. Alberta is a top energy producer, top oil and gas producer. The economy is quite strong. The taxes are quite a bit lower than other provinces, so the cost of living is very affordable for a student. And about 3.5 hours from Edmonton, you can escape to the beautiful Rocky Mountains, which is one of the great things about studying in an urban center in Canada. You're not very far away from nature, especially in Alberta. We have the Rocky Mountains in our backyard, which is great. So living in Edmonton, again, we do get 4 distinct seasons. We definitely do get a winter. However, because we are a northern city, even in the winter, we do get almost 325 days of sunshine. So it's not gray or gloomy. It's actually quite sunny, even in the winter, even when the days are short. This is the opposite view now from the campus to the downtown. You can see the River Valley with 150 kilometers of trails. It's about the size of Central Park in New York, one of the largest urban green spaces in North America. And again, living in Edmonton is quite easy to get around. As a student on campus, the campus is quite central. You receive a bus and metro pass as a part of your non-academic fees, so you can explore the city. About 15 minutes from the university campus is the West Edmonton Mall, which is one of the largest shopping center and amusement centers in the world. So if you maybe didn't do very good on your test and you need some retail therapy, some shopping, or maybe a diversion, there are many, many things to do in the city of Edmonton. We're known as a festival city and a foodie city, so lots of great food to explore. So here's a little bit of a view of our main campuses. Our main campus, we do have 5 campuses. About 80% of our programs are delivered on the main campus here. It's about 200 buildings with 50 in about 50 city blocks. It has about 13 dormitories, residences on campus, as well as 10 teaching hospitals and some amazing facilities.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Khadija.
Yeah.
So now a little bit more about the university. So U Alberta is considered, we're ranked number 4 in terms of research-based universities here in Canada. And we're consistently, within that top 5 range and within the top 100 in the world. So some other really high ranked programs that we're recognized for, forestry, petroleum engineering, one of the oldest and first established petroleum engineering programs in Canada. We're ranked well in geology and paleontology. And so actually Alberta is home to some pretty diverse landscapes that make this ideal for research in those areas. Transplantation, sports-related sciences. There are a number of other programs that rank very high, within the top 50 in the world. So looking at programs like nursing, education, earth sciences, materials engineering. So there's so many other programs that rank quite highly in the world. We have just over 40,000 students from 156 different countries. Of those, over 7,000 are international students here. And then when looking at the graduate, the postgraduate population, the percentage of international students is 40% of all grad students. So you'll be doing your learning and research and teaching with students and faculty from all over the world. I also just want to highlight this statistic about graduate employment as well. So we are ranked number 2 in Canada for graduate employment, which basically means that employers recognize that a graduate from the University of Alberta is valuable, that they are ready and prepared for the career that they studied. And so graduates of U Alberta have a very good chance of getting a job in their field after graduation. And we are very proud. Last year, one of our own professors, researchers, Dr. Michael Houghton, was awarded the 2020 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his research on the hepatitis C virus. He's worked on it for many years. He discovered the virus. So we're very proud of his work, which is with the Li Ka-shing Institute of Virology, which is a well-recognized institute in the world, and is currently working on a COVID-19 vaccine. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so a little bit about our campuses. So we have multiple campuses. So most of the programs are offered on our main campus. So the North Campus, which is the photos that Khadija showed earlier. So we have a population of about 36,000 students on main campus. We also have a smaller campus in the city of Camrose, which is about 1,000 students for some undergraduate programs primarily. And so that gives you kind of more of a small town kind of feel. It's just about, less than an hour drive from Edmonton. So you still have access to the big city when you feel like you need that. And we also have a French campus within the city of Edmonton. So we do have programs in French. We have about 600 students. That's for undergraduate and some master's programs as well, primarily in arts, humanities, education. And all of these campuses have residences and sports and recreation facilities. We also have a South Campus that has a lot of excellent sports and recreation facilities for you to access as well. So as I mentioned, main campus, this is the shot. This is our quad. So this is kind of a gathering space for students to come, lots of activities, events. A lot of the welcome events happen here. The average class size here is about 38 students. So still getting the attention and support that you need from your professor. When looking at graduate programs, it's even smaller, looking at more like, 15 to 20 students a class. And we have over 6,500 students graduate from this university each year. Over to you, Khadija.
Great. So Nicole mentioned we do have 5 campuses. One of the great things about our campuses is our world-class facilities. We mentioned Dr. Houghton, the Nobel Prize winner. He works at the Li Ka-shing Institute for Virology. We're home to one of Canada's best technical theater training facilities, the Tim Centre for the Arts. Many of our students will enjoy up to the minute technological innovations in teaching. For example, we have a robot patient simulator who, cries and coughs, and you can, test blood pressure on this patient simulator for our nursing students in our Edmonton Clinic Health Academy. We're home to Canada's National Institute of Nanotechnology and a nanofab lab. So anything, if you're interested in studying anything related to nanotechnology, nanoscale system design, it's definitely the place to be. Our Center for Interdisciplinary Science is a brand new facility with teaching and learning labs and lecture spaces right on campus. We have Canada's second largest library collection. All of our classrooms are smart classrooms. They're all technologically and environmentally sustainable, as well as, again, over 400 research labs, many, many teaching hospitals, and lots of amazing other facilities. Of course, all of the sports facilities, many different restaurants to choose from on campus, and access to world-class institutions right on the campus. So at the University of Alberta, we have around 16 faculties, and over 200 undergraduate programs for you to choose from. That's about 350 postgraduate programs. So lots of different options. You can find all of the different undergraduate programs by checking uab.ca/programs. I'm just going to pop that in the chat, and that's where you can find out what we have in terms of majors, minors, certificates extra to your degree, how you can specialize your degree, whether you want to take a general level, a specialization, or an honors level, depending on the academic or research intensity you want. So for example, if you wanted to do a major in computing science with a minor in statistics and then a certificate in game development, that would be a combination. And then for those of you who are interested in our graduate programs, most of our graduate programs, you can search by advisor. Most of the direct contact would be with the graduate coordinator in the department. And then you can click the link that I'm popping in the chat to search for graduate programs. So again, lots of different degree options. Bachelor's degrees are normally 4 years. Each course is worth 3 credits. You would need 120 credits or 40 courses to graduate. So you normally take about 5 courses per semester. And then again, a general degree gives you more options and flexibility to take more different electives in different areas. Specialization, you are narrowing your focus a little bit. And then honors level degrees are for students that, again, want to go into research or academia. Majority of our faculties are direct entry, which means you can enter directly from high school. Just a note for those of you who are interested in studying medicine, dentistry, law, physiotherapy, occupational therapy. These are professional degrees or second degrees, and they are not direct entry in Canada. They are quite competitive. So if you're thinking about doing that, then that's something to keep in mind. It's not necessarily a very straightforward process in Canada, but majority of our faculties you can enter directly into.
Okay, so here is a list of the 18 faculties that we have offering programs. So all of these, these ones here, first year entry from high school. As Khadija was saying, there are some second year entry programs like pharmacy and dentistry requires longer. All of these have graduate programs as well, so master's and PhD, in addition to these ones as well, which also have some second degree, options for students. So we're not going to have time to kind of cover all of them. As you can see, we're a very comprehensive university. We not only focus on, STEM subjects, but arts, humanities, health sciences. So we're very strong in a number of areas. So what we'll do today, because we don't have time to cover all of them, is just highlight some of the bigger main faculties that you all might be interested in. And then we'll let you kind of explore our website, the program finder, for what fits for you. So to start off, our Faculty of Engineering, one of our bigger faculties here on campus. For undergraduate studies, all students start in a common first year. So it's the qualifying year. And so you kind of go together as a cohort. You're all doing the same types of courses for your fall and winter semester. And then during your second semester, you will choose which specialization you would prefer. You kind of rank the specializations. So there's a number of specializations that fall within chemical engineering, civil, computer, electrical, materials, mechanical, which also includes engineering management, mining, petroleum, and many programs that focus on nanotechnology as well. And so you would then start your specialization in one of those areas in your second year, and then for your third year and fourth year. So it's still a 4-year degree program, but just your first year is a general common year. There's also a number of co-op programs through the Faculty of Engineering. So if you apply to participate in the co-op program, it would then just extend your studies for a period of time. Most students choose to extend their degree program for a year so they can incorporate those co-op work experiences during their degree program. As I mentioned, our petroleum engineering program ranks within the top 5 in the world. Mining engineering is also ranked quite high, 18 in the world. Chemical engineering, well recognized within the top 100. As I mentioned, the co-op program, we are the second largest co-op program in Canada. So lots of options here. Like Khadija mentioned, we are kind of the energy center of Canada. So lots of connections to industry here. So lots of placements available for students who want that option. Entry into the undergraduate program, we're typically going to look at your grades for high school subjects in English, math, calculus, chemistry, and physics. And in terms of master's programs, I just want to mention that, not only is there research-based masters, but they have masters of engineering programs as well, which are our course-based programs, which can typically be completed in 1 to 1.5 years. And then our Faculty of Science consists of over 30 different majors spanning 7 departments. So we have programs in biological sciences, chemistry, computing science, earth and atmospheric sciences, math and statistics, physics, and psychology, which also kind of falls under our Faculty of Arts as well, kind of depending how you want that specialization to look. All of these departments have multiple different degree options. So you can do a general science degree, or if you really want to focus on one specific specialization, taking more courses in that specialization. And then, there's also a requirement, especially with honors, to have a specific grade average. So you have those 3 types of degree options. And as I mentioned, our geology and paleontology programs are ranked within the top 5 in the world, and our research and studies in artificial intelligence as well are, among the top 5 in the world also. There's also some pretty unique programs in the Faculty of Science, like our Urban and Regional Planning program. Within the master's, there's a course-based integrated petroleum geosciences program, which is very popular. Statistical machine learning as well. So some pretty unique programs. Most masters will be research-based, but they have a lot of pretty specialized course-based programs as well.
So a little bit about the Alberta School of Business. We are one of the universities in Canada that offers a top-ranking Bachelor of Commerce degree. There is the option to do a Bachelor of Management degree at our Augustana campus, but for the most part, the degree that we offer through the Alberta School of Business is a 4-year Bachelor of Commerce. We are moving to direct entry starting from fall of 2022. So students right now in high school can apply directly to the 4-year Bachelor of Commerce with a math course at the high school level, English, and any other 3 subjects in humanities or sciences. We look at about 4 areas of focus. So there are 16 different majors that focus around these 4 areas: enterprise and entrepreneurship, energy and the environment, international business, and leadership. So again, you can study accounting, finance, retailing, human resources, marketing, any of those areas focusing around these research sort of centers. We do also have the option for you to do a traditional co-op in the School of Business. Again, co-op will extend your degree from 4 to 5 years. You have the option to do up to 12 months. So 3 different 4-month Co-op terms, Canada is a leader in work integrated learning and cooperative education. So even though our engineering and business schools do have a traditional co-op program, our other faculties like science and arts will have science internship program, which are summer internships that are paid, or arts work experience. So lots of opportunities for that. Again, we do want students who are entering directly into business to have a grade 12 math course and maybe some background in economics, as well as an English course and for other subjects. For students who are interested, for example, in the Faculty of Arts, I am a proud arts graduate. I studied international politics and linguistics. We do have, again, a wide variety of majors in our Faculty of Arts. We do offer a very flexible liberal arts education in the humanities and social sciences, which will prepare a lot of students for work in various different fields. Again, this is an opportunity for you to develop your research and your critical thinking skills, your soft skills, your administrative skills, again, to work in private sector, to work in civil service, a lot of paid work options work experience options exist in, again, community service learning in our arts work experience program. You can do a certificate in international learning and lots of different options. For example, if you wanted to study a major in criminology, you could do a minor in sociology and then do a certificate in globalization and governance, or a certificate in criminal justice. Or if you wanted to study art and design, you can do a major in design with a minor in sociology or psychology, and then a certificate in computer game development. So lots of different combinations. Many of our art students also take options from other faculties. Another of our main faculties, of our larger faculties, is Agriculture, Life and Environmental Sciences, or AILS. This is all of the aspects, again, of environmental conservation, forestry management, all of the life sciences. We have one of the best Bachelor of Science degrees, 4-year bachelor's degrees in clothing, textiles, and material culture. You can do that in combination with fashion business marketing, human ecology, so the study of human society, community. And again, this is for a lot of students wanting to go into development or human studies. Anyone interested in wildlife conservation, environmental reclamation, anyone interested in nutrition and food science, or food business management, we have one of the top innovative research centers for agriculture, life, and environmental sciences. Some of the other smaller faculties, which we won't go into, include kinesiology, sport, and recreation. We are ranked 7th in the world for sports science. So if you're interested in learning about human movement, kinetics, the musculoskeletal system, sport coaching and performance, recreation and tourism, sport development, that's an option. We do have a direct entry nursing program, which is top ranking, and education faculty, as well as the only Native Studies faculty in Canada. So the way to apply to the University of Alberta, it's a little bit of a timeline. Applications did open for undergraduate students October 1st. You can apply using a uab.ca/iapply. That is the direct online link to apply to the university. It's a $125 application fee. And normally you would apply. The Launchpad portal is where you would upload the documents that it asks you for, your IELTS test, your lycée diplomosa results, whatever your documents are. Normally by middle of January is the deadline for our application-based larger scholarship applications to be submitted. Usually after the 1st of March, the deadline will close. So most faculties will close around March for applications. So apply early, the earlier the better. And normally students will accept their offer by the 1st of May. Final documents should be in by the 1st of August. And we only have a fall intake for undergrad. Classes start in September, fall term September to December, winter term January to April.
Okay, so touching a little bit on postgraduate studies. So some things I wanted to highlight, there's a very kind of sequential timeline for undergraduate studies, but for postgraduate, it gets a little more complicated because for graduate programs, master's and PhD, it really kind of depends on what program you're applying to. So there's no specific, one deadline. Every department is different. So for example, our programs in arts, social sciences, education, those typically have deadlines in January, whereas a lot of our programs in engineering, agriculture, life sciences, those typically have deadlines in April or May. So it really kind of varies. So you really have to check the website of the department you want to apply to. Same goes for the admission requirements. So these ones that I've listed here on the slide, so a GPA of 3 out of 4, we're going to look at your last 2 years of studies. So don't worry if you had a first rough year of your bachelor program. It's okay. We're just going to focus on your most recent 2 years. And so we want to see an average of about 70% or good in those last 2 years. And then for the English requirement, we're going to look for at least an IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 90. Again, same kind of circumstance, though. It could change depending on the department you're applying to. So some have higher requirements, like, for example, dentistry requires an IELTS 7.5, or economics requires a GPA of at least 3.3 out of 4. So again, you'll need to check the website of the department you want to apply to. Another thing to consider before you apply, if you're wanting to do a research-based master's program or PhD, it's really essential to start communicating with professors first before you apply, because having their support and knowing that they have the space and the availability to supervise your research is absolutely essential to having your application considered. And another thing to consider is whether or not you need to write a GRE or GMAT test. So for business programs, GMAT is absolutely essential for like the MBA and the PhD in business. GRE, I feel like it's maybe more common in the States. There are very few programs, postgraduate programs at Alberta that require this. It's mainly if you're wanting to do a master's of economics. I believe psychology also requires a GRE, but the vast majority of our postgraduate programs do not require this.
So just a little bit of an overview of your investment in your education. Our undergraduate tuition is guaranteed. So that means whatever you pay in your first year, you will pay for the duration of your degree, even if our tuition rates do increase slightly, you will be locked into the same amount that you pay in year one. So again, depending on the faculty or program, the undergraduate tuition for 5 courses, which is a full course load per term, 2 terms, is anywhere from $27,500 to about $40,200, again, depending on the faculty or the degree program you enter into. And again, this is split evenly into 2 terms. Usually students will pay 8 equal installments, so will pay their tuition by semester. On top of your investment in your tuition fees, we do also have some non-instructional or academic fees, which include your bus and metro pass, your health and dental plan, your system access fees, your library and athletic access fees, which can total about, with your books, your supplies, and other incidentals, another around $3,000. So your first year estimate or total, including your meal plan, Nicole, you can go to the next slide, is about, I would say you should budget anywhere from 42 to 48,000 Canadian dollars in total. If you would like a complete estimate, please use the cost calculator. You can check out exactly what your tuition and your non-instructional fees would cost with that estimator online. And again, majority of undergraduate students can pay tuition and installments, and also would be eligible for some scholarship and some awards as well to offset those costs. So that gives you a bit of an idea for undergraduate tuition. Nicole, do you want to speak a bit about postgraduate?
Sure, yeah. So again, there's still a tuition guarantee for those of you wanting to do a master's or PhD program. So the year that you're admitted, whatever that tuition rate is on your admission letter, that's what it's going to be every year during the program. So looking at a thesis-based master's or doctoral program, you're looking at just over $10,000. A course-based master's is a little bit higher than that. I will emphasize, though, that the Masters of Engineering and our MBA programs have much higher tuition rates. So these are some of our most expensive master's programs. So Masters of Engineering is probably about $40,000, MBA $60,000. Living expenses, books, supplies, you're looking at just about $20,000 per year. And again, as Khadija mentioned, there are some mandatory non-instructional fees, which typically come out to about $2,000 per year. Again, that includes your health and dental insurance, your transportation pass, kind of academic support services and advising. So on average, you're looking at anywhere between the $31,000 to $35,000 range per year for a graduate program. And I would also just mention for scholarships, funding, it's more common with thesis-based masters and doctoral programs. You know, a lot of it is from your department and your supervising professor for the research that you're going to be doing. You could work as a TA or RA, whereas a course-based master's, you can apply for some scholarships. You're still eligible for some. It might just be a bit more competitive, and it wouldn't be a full funding.
So just a little bit about undergraduate scholarships for students entering from high school directly into a four-year program. We offer two types of scholarships. We offer application-based scholarships, which require a separate form for you to fill out. There are around 40 of these available per year, between the 120,000 full President's International Distinction Scholarship, which is 30,000 over 4 years renewed, or you can qualify for the $10,000 entrance award for leadership. Again, if you have community service, if you've made an impact in leadership in your school or community, lots of extracurricular activities, this is where you can highlight those. To apply to the university, we only look at your grades. If you want to apply for these application-based leadership awards, this is where you highlight all of your non-academic and extracurricular activities. And that application you can fill out once you have applied to the university. You can check all of the information about our awards at uab.ca/international awards. I will pop that in the chat. So those are application-based. We also have automatic awards, which are admission-based awards. And those are, next slide, please, Nicole, thanks. Those are automatically awarded to you based on your academic results. So you do not have to submit a separate application. You will automatically be considered from anywhere up to $11,000. So anywhere from $2,000 up to $11,000, which is directly applied as a discount from your first year tuition. And these, again, are entrance awards. They're non-renewable, but they are automatically awarded based on your grades at the time of evaluation.
I can do this one.
Sure.
So housing on campus, we have 12 different residences. So lots of options for students to pick from if you choose to live on campus. The residence application is very easy. When you go to apply online for your program, you have the option to pay $25 on that main application, and then it automatically, you're entered in for your residence application as well. Most first-year undergraduate students will choose from a couple options, Lister Center and Peter Lougheed Hall. So these are the freshman dorms where you can, share a suite with one other student, or you can have your own single suite. You would have a meal plan so that, on your student ID card, you have the meal plan access on that, and you can use that at any cafeteria or restaurant on campus. There will be cafeterias within your residence as well to choose from. Lots of different meal plan options available. You can have halal options, vegetarian. There's a variety of services on campus for that. 85% of residents play dodgeball. So it's a very popular activity here for our residents, especially in Lister Center. It's very convenient living on campus. All of the residents on main campus are, within walking distance to your buildings. Sometimes, depending on pedways and stuff, you don't even have to go outside. If you apply by April 30th, you are guaranteed to have a space on campus residence. If you choose to live off campus as well, there are other options off campus, and our International Student Services Center kind of has some resources if you want to go that route as well. For students who are graduate students, we have residences that are specifically for grad students. So you'd be living with other master's and PhD students. And it's kind of a very different vibe. Your different age groups, not a lot of family housing. That's more off campus. But again, we have supports for students who require that. Here's a shot of our dorm in, looks like Lister, Khadija, I believe. Yeah.
So for, for students who are entering from their 12-year high school, majority of students will follow the Lycée Diploması or the National Ministry of Education curriculum. We do look for 5 subjects for admission to our faculties, including English, and the subject and minimum grades will vary. So anywhere from about 70% up to about 88%, depending again on what program you want to apply to. We will offer a conditional admission with your grade 11 final results and your grade 12 course registration. So this is what you upload for us to make a conditional offer. Then in January, you can submit your first semester's results from grade 12 for updated evaluation and assessment. And again, lots of different ways to meet your English language proficiency. So you can use IELTS, TOEFL. We do also take the Duolingo score, and all of your results are due by the 1st of August. If you are not taking the Lycée Diploması, if you're in an IB or American or another international curriculum, for 3 years, that you don't need to submit any type of IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo test. But if you are coming from Turkish Lycée Diploması, then it is a very good idea to do so. We also may ask for your math course descriptions if you're applying to engineering or any program that requires calculus.
Okay. And now for those of you interested in a master's or PhD, I just want to highlight an agreement that we have with the Turkey Ministry of National Education. So this is a long-standing agreement we've had. It's a co-funding agreement, which means that each part kind of provides funding for the student to study either a thesis-based master's or PhD program. Course-based programs are not under this agreement. But for those of you who are interested in the scholarship from the Turkey Ministry of National Education, typically it's 2 years for a thesis-based master's and 4 years for a PhD. So that's how long this co-funding will go on for. If you don't finish your program by the time your scholarship ends, typically that's if you discuss it with your supervising professor ahead of time, they're typically good about finding other funding options for you once that funding ends. And so, yeah, if you are interested, we can touch base after the session, and I'll leave my contact info. It's important to connect with me first so I can kind of help you through that process and make sure all the steps are followed. So that's part of my job in the sponsored student program. As I mentioned in the start, this is a program specifically for students who have a scholarship from their home country, like the Ministry of National Education. So we are a very unique program in Canada that we provide these specialized services to sponsored students. So if you are applying for a scholarship from your home country, this is kind of some of the ways that we can kind of assist you through that process. So assessing if you meet the minimum admission requirements for the program that you want to apply to. Like I said, a lot of them are really quite varied and it really differs depending on the department. We can give you support in finding a supervising professor. So as I mentioned, if you're wanting to do a research-based master's or PhD, this is quite an essential step before you apply. So we can kind of help you with that process. And then it's good for us to kind of update the professor on your scholarship and how the co-funding agreement works. We can answer any questions you have during the application process. And then if you are admitted and you get the scholarship, we will continue to kind of be your main point of contact and provide you with support with whatever issues might come up during your program.
So in addition to these specialized sponsored student services that we offer, we will offer a wide variety of international student services to support you throughout your degree. So don't think that once you arrive, you're on your own. That's definitely not the case. We do offer airport pickup activities, welcome activities. Throughout the pandemic, we were offering virtual advising sessions for students who were studying remotely. We offer a Transitions International Student Orientation for undergraduate and postgraduate students, support for immigration, renewing your visa and study permit. We have a dedicated international career advisor. We can help you find a volunteer position or some type of service activity to get involved in. We do have a specialized team of international student advisors that will support you throughout your degree program. And our international center is located in right on campus in the TELUS Center where all of our offices are and is open 5 days a week. We also have some of the best sports and recreation facilities in Canada. So we just opened a brand new physical activity and wellness center. The PAW Center is only a few years old. We have one of the best climbing walls, Olympic-sized swimming pools, indoor track, and as well as an outdoor track, all of the racket sports facilities for tennis, squash, badminton, racquetball. We have 24 varsity sports teams. Again, gyms that are open early and stay open late. You can access all of the facilities with your student ID card. And about a quarter of our students play recreation and leisure sports. So if you wanted to play in a recreational soccer league or a basketball 3-on-3 league, or if you wanted to take a class in Pilates or salsa dancing or judo, you could have access to all of the facilities and enjoy some of our varsity games as well. If you ice hockey is an obsession in Canada, so if you know nothing about it, you will learn once you arrive. You can learn how to skate. You can definitely go to a football or a hockey game. We have one of the top athletics programs. So We host international invitational track meets every year, and you have access to all of those facilities. And of course, the golden bears and pandas are our mascots, so you can find Guba and Patches, give them a hug when you're on campus. Definitely, campus is a great place to explore what your passions are. There's over 450 clubs. We have a campus radio station. We have a campus newspaper you can write for. Excuse me. You can get involved and volunteer for local festivals and join over 450 student groups.
Okay, so a little bit about working while you're studying. So as an international student with a study permit here in Canada, you are eligible to work up to 20 hours per week while studying full-time. So as we mentioned, there are many, many options for co-op and work experience placements. A lot of the faculties kind of have these that you can apply to and incorporate them in your programs. So we do have a main kind of general career center on campus where you can access supports for things like how to write a CV or cover letter that kind of meets the expectations that you would find for employers here in Canada. But then we also have some faculties that have their own employment centers, for example, engineering, where they have kind of their connections to industry, private industry, and companies, where you can kind of learn about opportunities that are available. Internships, Khadija mentioned volunteering, community service learning as well. So if you're wanting to help out a nonprofit or local group, there's many, many opportunities for volunteering, such as our campus food bank as well. For graduate students, as I mentioned, there are opportunities to work as a teaching assistant or research assistant. If you're going to be receiving some funding from your department for your research, this is kind of part of that. It's incorporated, you know, part of your expectations. And also, I know we talked a lot about co-ops and internships for undergraduate, but for grad students, this is also an option. Our Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research does have supports for students who want to incorporate an internship opportunity within their graduate program. And we have opportunities for job shadowing and career mentoring as well for students who are interested in that. And in Canada, you have the opportunity, once you graduate from your program, you are eligible to apply for what's called the Postgraduate Work Permit. So what this does is it allows you to, you know, you apply within 6 months of your completion of your program, and then it allows you to work in Canada for the same amount of time that you studied, up to a maximum of 3 years. So this is a fantastic opportunity to get some work experience in Canada, whether you want that experience before you go home back to Turkey, or if you want to stay and make Canada your home. You know, many students use this route to eventually apply for permanent residency to Canada. You know, for students, graduates from U of A, the median average salary is relatively good, 70 to 75,000 Canadian in the 5 years after graduation, which is excellent. And as I mentioned, we're second in Canada for postgraduate employment. So employers in Canada recognize that if you have a degree from University of Alberta, you are well prepared for a job in their fields. So just to kind of summarize, you know, why U Alberta? We're a highly ranked and internationally recognized institution, not only in Canada, but the world. Many international student scholarships available for you. As Khadija mentioned, those kind of automatic admission-based scholarships and application-based scholarships. Competitive and guaranteed tuition, so you kind of know what tuition rate you're going to have throughout your program. There's no surprises during your studies. Guaranteed on-campus housing, applying before April 30th, you know, guarantees that spot here on campus, and among the best in Canada for postgraduate employment rates. So here's just some shots to give you an idea of some of the locations in campus here. So this is in our Students' Union building. It's a kind of a central location for a lot of students. There's lots of restaurants, cafes, study spaces, as you can see, nice, open, bright places to hang out, to study or just connect with friends. This is also the building that houses all the health services as well. So it's very convenient and central. Some of our labs here. Library spaces, number of different libraries on campus for you to access. Some during exam time, open all hours. Okay, and here is our contact info. So for those of you who are planning to apply for a graduate program or planning to apply for that scholarship from the Turkey Ministry of National Education, you can reach me at uaissp@ualberta.ca.
And again, if you have any questions about bachelor's degrees or undergraduate admissions, or anything having to do with applying for from high school from Turkey, please get in touch with me. My email is there. You can also check us out on Facebook, on Instagram. We're on all of the social media, Twitter, Snapchat, and our, again, main undergraduate site is uab.ca/go-study. If you are looking for graduate programs, again, you can check out all of our graduate, postgraduate programs online. And if you have specific questions, please get in touch with Nicole or myself. We're very happy to help you. We would like to say thank you so much, Teşekkür ederim, for hosting us today. And again, we are available for a few more questions if you wish to translate some questions, or if you wish for us to live answer, we are available. But otherwise, we do want to thank you for joining us today and wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Nicole and Hatice. It was really informative session. So you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too.
Most welcome. Thanks very much for having us.
And also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. University of Alberta ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için ekranda görmüş olduğunuz mail adreslerinden Hatice'ye ulaşabilirsiniz. Umarız sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Hepinize iyi hafta sonları dileriz. Önümüzdeki haftaki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, you guys. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you. Güle güle. Thank you, Zeynep. Thank you, Hazal.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.